And we're live.
Dude, we're live.
I believe we're live. All right.
Look at us. We're doing this.
I know, right? First time using Restream, but that's okay. Right? This allows us to kind of go live on all of the platforms, which is pretty awesome because today's whole topic is utilizing video, right?
That's right.
So let me do a formal introduction. My name is Randy Toby. I do the business development at LionDesk, and today our special guest and longtime friend of mine, Kyle Draper, has joined us. I met Kyle. We met like 4 years ago, I think, and you were
Oklahoma State University.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Right. Oklahoma, Stillwater. First time ever being there.
Yep.
Right. Like I'd never been there. Like, I mean, I was like in an Airbnb above, somebody's garage or something.
I know. I remember you telling me about that with like an old lady, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was an awesome experience because we got to meet so many cool people. But I think you and I connected because like you were serving the real estate community for years before that.
Yeah.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, you were in real estate, and then you also created a real estate website type of company, right?
Yeah, I wasn't ever. I've never been in real estate.
Okay.
But yeah, the second part was true that at that time I owned a company that we built websites for realtors, and so I was there speaking. You were there connecting, and we did a video together.
Yep,
dude. And
so
here we are.
Here we are later. So Kyle's transition since then and what he's doing for agents, the agent community, the broker community is absolutely incredible because he is very, very heavy in video.
Yeah.
And video is something that we promote. And hopefully today you guys are going to get a ton of cool nuggets, actionable things that you can take away, implement in your business, increase lead conversion, increase your sales, and increase your ability to connect with your audience, right? As a CRM, that's what we're always promoting, Kyle. Like, how can we do a better job connecting? And, hopefully today it's, people kind of get over let's just send them a newsletter, and let's
connect with them. No way, bro. Newsletters are awesome.
Let's connect with them at the human level. So, I guess let's just get into it. Like, I've never done one of these things, so I don't really even know the format, but like, I got some stuff that I want to talk about. Yeah. Maybe you can give us best practices, and let's just, bring some fire for the community and educate them. So
I'm ready.
First and foremost, why should everybody be doing video? Tell me.
So many reasons. The most simple, Randy, is in sales, we're all looking for an advantage. Right. So what does my company offer that yours doesn't? Right. All of that stuff. Dude, most realtors are still unwilling to get on video. And so the most simple answer for why video is because your competition isn't willing to go there. So if you want a natural advantage, go where they're unwilling to go. And it's video. And so that's the first really simple thing. The second thing, which is why I love video the most, is, dude, video is like eternal. It lives on forever. You and I are going to do this video, and dude, somebody could watch this video a year from now, and that's why they sign up with LionDesk. Somebody could watch this a year from now, and that's what prompted them to ask me to come speak to their brokerage. Right? That you don't get that sort of longevity out of a post. It only happens when we're doing video. And then if I added a third thing, just because we can, right? It is the only form of marketing that allows me to truly give you all of me. Because in the course of our video right now, we're going to say something funny. We're going to say something insightful. We're going to give a nugget of wisdom, right? Like, we're hopefully going to be who we are, and it's going to make people like us more. And we just can't get that level of vulnerability and authenticity in any other form of marketing. So that's why people have to be on video right now.
Yeah. So the evergreen piece really makes a lot of sense. Like, think about like music. You think about like sending mailers out, like as in real estate. You think about that, like that's a one-time hit. You spend $100 and you farm a neighborhood, right? Hit.
Yep.
Which means you got to go back and do it again. So if you got a deal from that, one deal, one listing, right, that brings you $2,000 or whatever the case may be, like in order to do that again, you got to keep going to that well in order to get paid. But then like think about the music industry. Think about if you just listen to a song one time and that's it. That's not necessarily the case. Like you listen to songs over and over again. You watch video or movies over and over and over again, right?
Yep.
And I believe based upon streaming, Spotify, YouTube, Netflix, they get paid every time time that happens. So that's making them money. But what about the everyday real estate agent? So to your point, it has the ability to yield over and over and over again, especially
100%
if you're creating good content.
Yeah.
Right. And good content doesn't mean highly produced. I mean, I'm in the office and, I don't have a fancy camera. I don't have a fancy microphone like you, but hopefully we can bring some value to our community and they get some nuggets and like, hey, maybe they share this, like Scott, I appreciate the love that you just dropped in there, like hopefully we see people like this sharing it. And I think the agents need to get that as well. So who should be using video? Is it like, if you're doing buyers, sellers, like depending on your, are you geographically restricted? Like should everybody be doing it? And if so, how do you overcome that fear?
Yeah.
I mean, if you were a stranger, I don't think that we would be as natural. It'd be a little bit, more scripted.
Sure.
But how do you get over that? And should everybody be doing it?
Well, I think everyone should be doing it. Mainly because I have a meeting after this with an 82-year-old realtor that was in a class I taught yesterday. And literally she texted me and was like, that class was amazing, but I don't even know where the live button is. There's probably people that would say she needs to just not do social media. But I'm of the mindset of like, she's walking into appointments as an 82-year-old. Like she's already helping people as an 82-year-old. So why not be out there as yourself and let people choose to receive you or not? Right. So I don't think there's anyone that should be discredited from doing video. Now there's going to be people that they're going to suck worse than others right out of the gate.
Right.
But how do we overcome that fear? Bro, we overcome fear by doing. Right. If I'm afraid to get in a cage in the ocean with sharks around me, I don't overcome that fear by going to a doctor.
Right.
I don't overcome that fear by watching more videos and documentaries about sharks. I don't overcome that fear by interviewing other people who have been in Shark Tanks. No, I got to jump in the freaking tank. And at that point, my mind gets to go, oh, this is actually way cooler than I thought it was and not as scary. And bro, it drives me crazy how many realtors are like, Kyle, man, you're right. I need to do more video. I just want to get more confident first. You're not going to.
Right.
Confidence comes in doing. But here's the beauty of this that we don't talk about enough in real estate. When we do bad videos on social media, they can still benefit our business because the people watching those videos are our sphere. Yeah. Most of the people that are going to watch this right out of the gate are like already fans of Lion Desk. They're already fans of you. So you could literally accidentally burp and you could be like, oh my gosh, that's so unprofessional. I can't believe I did that. But your friends are like, that's freaking awesome. That's why I love Randy. You just never know what's going to happen. And it actually benefits you in the long run because it was so out of left field and random. And so, bro, we overthink all of this so much. I tell people when I teach and speak that our people don't want our perfection. They want our presence. We just have to show up.
I like that.
And so, man, they've got to be out there. I don't care if you're 20 or 80 or skinny or fat or educated or uneducated. Your people know. So just get over yourself and put yourself out there anyway.
And like, I agree. Like, that's probably where you grow the most as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as an agent, right? Like, when you are uncomfortable, like going to the gym, it's not the 12 reps, that
Right.
get you there. It's 13, 14, and 15. That's where the gains come from. So like getting comfortable and doing it. And I believe that anybody can do anything if they really, put their mind to it. Are they going to be the world's greatest? Probably, maybe not, right? But you can still do it. I mean, I could shoot as many baskets as possible, and I would never be a great basketball player, but I could probably be pretty good. I could maybe play in a league or something like that. And I didn't, we got in a car. We had to learn how to drive a car. So doing it, I think is that. But the issue, what I think people need to get over is, I'll do it when I'm better. You said that.
Yeah.
I recommend finding peers, family members, and friends. If you don't know the video game, like, just do something and send it to them. Like, send something to your son or your daughter. They're not going to care. Hey, just saying hi, because not everybody was born with the phone in their back pocket with a dog filter, and we can just sit there at dinner and make up these videos. I felt like a freak. It didn't feel natural. And that's how I overcame that, is I just started sending like little videos to friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I would recommend other people if they are feeling insecure about that. I don't like the way I look, or I don't like the way I sound. Like, this is how we look. This is how we sound. Get over that and do it that way.
I like the app Marco Polo for anybody that hasn't heard of it. It's basically video walkie-talkie. And so when I was doing a lot of one-on-one coaching, I would make all my clients use it when they communicated with me, because it forced them to work that video muscle, but they weren't nervous because they knew it was just me and them. And so it's a super easy way to just begin to practice video, but it's not public. It's not in a place where a bunch of people are going to see it, right? And you will, through working that muscle, you're going to get better. And here's the coolest part, Randy. There's a lot of just boring people in the world, right? So if you're someone that your content comes across a little bit boring, a little bit stale, guess what? There's millions of people just like you.
Right.
That they'd be annoyed by me, the high energy guy that's always yelling and excited. And, I would probably wear those people out. And so I hate that we try to paint people into these corners of like, oh man, but if you can't bring a ton of energy, you're going to be terrible at this. No, you're going to be exactly who you are to attract like-minded people. And so we've got to get over this whole, but like, oh, Randy, but you're so good and I'm just not as good as you. Who freaking cares?
Right. I would agree.
And so all of this is a war inside of our mind that we have to overcome.
Yep, I agree. I think that people don't realize the connection. They say like, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And they say a video's worth 1,000,000 words. And I believe this to be true. I think that the impact that it could have on your business far exceeds anything that you're probably doing. Because I know when I talk to a client, when I talk to a broker or an agent, and I connect to them on Zoom, I have a totally different connection than if I talk to them just via email or just via phone.
Yep.
It heightens the connection. I know that they work for Berkshire Hathaway. I know that they got a team of 3, right? You kind of have that common. If I saw them at a conference, if we were to go out, when conferences come back, I would run up to them. I'd say hi. I'd buy them a cup of coffee or a drink or whatever the case may be. You connect with people at a different level.
Right.
And for the agents watching this, you can do the same. When you start connecting with people at this level, at the human level, when they see you, hear you, maybe you got a logo in the back. You don't have to tell them who you're from. Like, they follow you, right? like you can connect with people on a whole nother level. And there's people out there in the world that we all follow on social media that if we saw them in the airport because we followed them, we would probably walk up to them and be like, I love your stuff or whatever that case be, just like celebrities have done for years. But now the people have the power and they can make that impact in their community. So like, that's the piece I think that people really need to understand is like, people will connect with you. They'll know that so-and-so from XYZ real estate, you know, especially if you incorporate family and things that you do into your videos, right? Or community type of events, they will connect with you.
Well, and I think what you're saying, I'm going to just build on top of that and say that if realtors would stop realizing that like they're not selling a product, they're selling a person.
Right.
You know, the houses that they have access to are fleeting, right? They all come and go. The only constant in any real estate business is the person. And so that is why we've got to get on social media from a video perspective and be more than just real estate. Right? If you look at your background right now, you look at my background right now, right? Even the backgrounds in our videos tell a story. And there's things that I could point out in yours, you could point out in mine that could cause people to go, oh man, I wonder why he has that. I wonder what that book's about. Right? And somebody, Randy, this is how easy this is. Realtors, pay attention. And also put comments in what you struggle with video right now. I forgot to say that earlier. If you're struggling with video, put it in the comments. Why do you struggle? So we could talk about it. But if we would realize how simple this is, above my head are two books that are two of my favorite books that will really help you in an incredible way on social media. The black one is my favorite. It's called Steal Like an Artist. Randy, here's the power of video. If somebody watching this goes and buys that book and that book changes their life, who will they think about every time they see that book?
You.
Me.
Right.
But wait, not the author of the book? No. Because I'm the person that introduced them to it. This is why, realtor, if you would go do some interviews on video and you'd go interview a local smoothie shop and some of your friends start going there, every time they go there, who do they think about? You. Right? If you have a shirt on and somebody's like, dude, where'd you get that shirt? I love it. And they go find that company. Every time they wear a shirt from that company, they're going to think about you. And so video just extends the opportunity we have to connect with people on a level far deeper than just, hey, I'm in real estate. If you ever need help buying or selling a house, I know a guy.
Yeah.
It's crap, dude.
Yeah.
We gotta get over it.
I agree. So we've talked about the who should be doing it, right? Kind of everybody, if you're in somewhat of a sales marketing, right?
Yeah.
You're out there type of position, right? We talked about the why, right? The importance of it and the impact that it kind of can be. But let's talk about what, let's talk about what should I be doing? What are some best practices? And I want to start with the hook or the trailer, because I see this all the time. I see the selfie videos. Hey guys, I'm here. Hey guys, hey fam, like that. And to a certain extent, it's okay, but they're all the same. And I think about like the Avengers trailer, or a movie trailer. Like they put a bunch of action-packed stuff that tell a little bit of a story that hook you to want to go spend your money and go watch it. Right. Yeah. And I think that.
Hey, real quick, Randy, I've got a guy that's about to knock on my front door to fix a cabinet. So I'm going to open it for him. And then I'll be like, I don't need to do anything. I just need to open the door and let him in. So you just keep carrying this video. Like you're doing an incredible job. And this is what live video does. This is
what live is about.
I did not know he was coming today, and there his van is.
All right, go do it. Go do it.
I'll be right back.
So going back to the hook, right? Like we watch trailers and this is what drives us to go do this, or we listen to a song or whatever the case may be. Think about your hook when you're trying to get an audience engaged. So instead of the, hey guys, or whatever, get them to want to stay with your video. So lead with something that's educational or entertaining or exciting, or emphasizes a little bit of curiosity. So if you're at a house doing like an open house, or you want to show somebody a new listing, is there something special about that listing that you might want to talk about? Maybe it's got a really cool finished bar, or the pool area is absolutely incredible. You could start out by saying something like, you are not going to believe the pool at this house. Maybe it's a small house, right? Come on with me. From there, like maybe somebody wants to see that pool. Or if you're trying to get somebody to learn about buying their first home, the three biggest problems with buying your first home, right? That would be part of a hook. What you're trying to do is you're trying to basically capture that person that might be watching it to continue to invest their time, because that's what you're asking for with these videos. Is you're saying, in exchange for the value that I'm going to bring with you, I want your time so that you can learn about X, Y, or Z, or you can see about X, Y, and Z. So hooks, think of it like a trailer. Every video that you do, there's probably somewhat of a reason that you're doing it. So hook them to want to continuously watch your video. Welcome back, Kyle.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
This is real life.
This is.
So
I just talked about the value of a hook, right? And getting people to watch to the end, or getting people to invest more time with you to get the outcome of what you're ultimately looking to get.
Now, can I play devil's advocate to the other side of that?
100%. Please.
So guys, we have to always understand our audience, right? Hooks became extremely popular with YouTube because YouTube's algorithm is based on watch time. And so the longer I get you there and the more watch time you build up, right, the better the algorithm is going to perform for me. And then also YouTube is a place where strangers are going to find us. And so we don't necessarily get the grace that our friends are going to give us when we come on camera, right? Like we didn't do a hook at the beginning of this, right? We didn't jump in and go, guys, in this video, we're going to give you 7 ways to crush it on Facebook with video, right? Like
fair.
We just gradually showed up. And so I do a lot of Facebook Live. So a lot of my audience are people that already know me. So I don't use hooks because I don't want people to feel like I'm being salesy. And again, so this isn't a right or wrong. I just want everybody to understand all the different ways we can do this. If I were doing a YouTube video where I knew my audience is strangers, then I would definitely use a hook, because they no, people don't go, "Oh, that's Kyle." Yes. Right? They go, "Who's this dude?" So if I don't get them in the first 6 seconds, then I might not get the opportunity to keep them beyond that. So we have to understand our audience, because the same thing can be said. You watch this all day. Realtors that go, they start their videos like this. Hey, Kyle Draper, Keller Williams. And what you just did in that moment is reveal to your audience that this is a business sales video. When if we would have just jumped in and been like, what's up, everybody? I can't wait to show you this house. You're going to love it.
But that's a hook. Like what you just said, right? Like you opened.
It is, yeah. It is, but it's a relational. It's a relational hook, I guess. Yeah. Maybe that's a good way. Can we just make up new phrases while we're on here?
Everybody else does,
right? Like it's that would be a little bit more relational. I'm not introducing myself. I'm not making it about me, but I am showcasing my excitement for this property I'm about to show you. And so, yeah, you're absolutely right. I am using that phrase. You're going to love this house. That is a hook in and of itself, but it feels way less spammy than if I got really into like, and I'm going to give you 4 ways to increase curb appeal so you don't want to miss it.
Right.
And then boom, the B-roll starts.
Yeah.
You know, and then the music kicks in.
Yes.
And then, 10 seconds later, I'm back. You know, so you just have to know and use your brain as to who is my audience. Do I need to be more relational in nature, or do I need to be a little bit more professional in nature? Because there's not one way to do this across the board.
Right. So I like that. I like that approach. Let's talk about length. Let's talk about the video. Let's talk about short versus long. Today we scheduled a half an hour, 40 minutes, to kind of go through some stuff. And I think as long as people are finding some value and like, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that, cool, Maybe people are like, I'm a video expert. I don't need to listen to these guys. That makes sense. What should people do? I mean, I think that there's a time for short form stuff. And I think that there's time for long form stuff.
100%.
And, I watch a lot of long form videos. Like the Joe Rogan podcast. I actually watch that.
That is not considered long form video. That's considered like days form video. Something.
I like watching some of that. A lot of real estate coaching stuff.
Yeah.
Same thing. When these panels happen where there's a bunch of agents and they're all talking about, I like watching the hour and a half. I learn so much.
Yeah.
The short stuff always seems like it's just quick and a little bit more salesy in some sense, but
yeah.
Well,
I think first of all, I think everyone watching this has to adopt what they feel most comfortable with. I just had there's some guys that we kind of do Clubhouse together, and one of the guys, Jeff, I think it's Fitzer. He's a Pfizer. He's a lender.
Jeff, for sure.
I always say his last name wrong. Dude, he just freaking crushes TikTok.
Yeah.
He's got 60,000 followers. He's so the way his brain works in 60-second clips like that is unbelievable to me, because I used to be a pastor. I just grew up speaking for long amounts of time. And so I'm more comfortable in a long form environment, right? Give me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 45 minutes to really lay out, unpack an idea, give some good stuff to take action on. And then I can chop that 40-minute video up into a bunch of little 30-second pieces, right? So I don't think it's better or worse. I think it's pick your lane and go with it. I prefer long form because I think it's the most exchangeable into other things.
I would agree.
I can take long form video and turn it into a podcast. I can take long form video and turn it into an audiogram. I can turn it into short video. I can turn it into a blog. I can do so much manipulation with long form that I can't do with short form.
I agree.
And that's my opinion.
I agree. And a helpful hack for anybody watching this is if you don't know how to chop up a video, like Kyle said, because he's absolutely right. You could do one video with a local restaurateur, and talk about a million different things. And then you could chop it up and you could turn it into Instagram posts, LinkedIn special. All kinds of different stuff. If you don't know how to do it, that's okay. There's a site called Fiverr. And there's video editing people on Fiverr. You could literally pay $5. You could upload your video to them and they could turn that into 5 or 6 or 7 different videos. For $5, $10, $15, you could take that one video and you could turn it into 20 other little videos that you could share via email or on social media or on landing pages or wherever. So Fiverr or Upwork is another one.
Or they can pay my company to do it.
Or they can pay your company. I didn't even know you did that, but
dude, I'm a man of many talents. So we have a service that's called content compounding. Which is literally what we do. We compound your content into other pieces of content. And so you send us long form video and we put it on YouTube, We turn it into short micro content, video clips, audiograms, quote graphics,
Perfect.
right? There's a million companies out there that do it. And so we're not doing anything that's rocket science. We're just giving people back their time, which is what we all need more of.
Perfect. Well, there's a plug for you, like
There you go.
unintentional, but like that works. And that's what people they get scared of. Like I would
Yeah.
be more scared of that. I'd be like, dude, I don't know how to chop up a video.
Right.
And I don't know how to do it. Fitz, because he's a savage when it comes to that. He's just
Dude,
nuts with
incredible.
his video, and they're good. And I'm like, how the heck does he do what he's doing? But shout out to our good friend Jeff. So, okay. So we talked about that.
Let's talk about content.
You want to talk about content?
Yeah, bro. Like,
Okay.
because what the heck are people going to say? You know, if we convince them to do videos,
Perfect segue.
but they don't know what to talk about.
Yep.
And so here's the two most basic questions that I want everybody to write down. That will give you content out of your ears forever. The first question is this: what have you been asked over and over and over again in your career? Because you know this, in the real estate world, most realtors assume everybody knows things already because it's common to them. So they just assume it's common to the consumer. Well, it's not, right? I forgot so much about social media because I live, breathe, and sleep it, that the average person would go, wait, what? How do you do that? And so make a list of every question you've ever been asked about real estate. And you should, over time, do a video about every single one of them.
That makes sense.
Okay. The second question is, what are you surprised that people don't know? So you think about it in terms for Lion Desk. You're meeting with a brokerage, and they ask you questions. You get back in your car afterwards, and you go, how did they not already know that? They're not the only ones. So that should be another group of questions that you begin to write down that are all based around, what was I surprised that somebody didn't already know? And you should easily, with those two questions, that exercise, you should have a list of 50 different questions that you've been asked and that you're surprised people don't already know. That's 50 videos. And we pose it, right? If we want to talk about the hook, we pose it in almost every video by saying something like this. You know what, guys, in this industry, there's just certain questions that we always get asked. And this is one of them. What in the world is escrow money and why does it matter? And then you answer the question. Boom, you're done. You just did a 90-second, 2-minute video that will live on for eternity on the inner world of the webs, right? And it's always there in a form of education.
Buyers, sellers, renters.
All of it.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and then even inside of that, you could have 10 different videos breaking down different aspects of the buying process, 10 different videos talking about different parts of being a seller, right? 10 different videos helping rent. So I think sometimes we say, man, buyers, renters, sellers, and then in our heads, we're like, that's 3 videos. That's like 30 videos.
Yeah, for sure.
If we break down the aspects of each one of those. And the key is keep it about education.
Yeah.
As much as they're going to want to say, you know, hey, it's Kyle Draper with Lion Desk. As much as they're going to want to say, you know, hey, you know, if you're ready to sell your house, let me know. Don't say it, because it ruins in certain settings. It ruins what you just gave away. It ruins it because it's revealing to people, oh, you don't really care about me. You were just using that as bait because you wanted to sell me something.
Right.
So keep it about education in the video like this. So if you have questions that you're not sure what the answers are, DM me. I'm happy to help. I'm always available to help you guys. And now you're coming from a place of, I'm your friend. Let's talk about it. And not, I just want to sell crap to you.
Right. So that's how you go. I think that's how you, like I believe in the philosophy of sprinkling a lot of different types of content in.
100%.
And you talked about like educate. I follow these 5 E's, and I have them written down for everybody, like educate, engage, enthusiastic or enthusiasm, entertaining, and encourage somebody to take action, right?
Yep.
5 E's: educate, engage, enthusiastic, entertain, encourage, right?
Love those.
And it's not just about real estate though. Like real estate agents don't realize the ammunition that they have. Like they are an expert in an area, in a community that they're a part of. And, now they're experts in different ways. I've met some agents that are really big into youth sports, and that's something that you could potentially talk about, also restaurants and what's happening in town. You're kind of like this, you're becoming kind of this ambassador to the community, right? So like, is there a new restaurant? What's a great place to go on date nights that's affordable? Like where the school lines are, what's going on with COVID right now, like all kinds of different things people should be thinking about sprinkling in, and you're the go-to person. You're that ambassador for all of the things that you love. Now, if sports isn't your thing, you don't have to talk about
Switch it out for something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, talk about yoga. Talk about hunting.
I've seen so many
whatever it is.
I've seen so many awesome agents that do so many different clever things, right? Like Matt Leonetti, he does like really funny videos. His videos are absolutely amazing. Shout out, Matt.
Yeah.
Like his stuff, you want to watch it twice because you laugh. It's a parody type of situation, especially. And there's a video that's trending right now about the guy who created the housing war with the Apple, like bidding starts at 50 cents and then like it's going back and forth. Yeah. That's an entertaining type of video. And it got like 5 million shares like in the first day or something like that. Like people don't realize that stuff. And then Noelle Nielsen's another one. She creates really awesome produced videos. She's amazing at it. And I remember when she just got started, but the stuff that she's doing now is incredible. So for those of you guys who are watching, like there's all kinds of different bends and twists and angles that you can take it, but play to your natural ability, be upbeat and be enthusiastic for sure. But like, if there's something that you wanted to try that you're like, I don't know, like a spin on I Love Lucy that you want to have fun with, do it. Because like Kyle said earlier, it's evergreen. It's going to continuously get watches. And like, that's what people need to understand, that you don't just have to hit it from all things real estate. Like think about who you are, as a character and the things that you like, and incorporate those things, because we connect with people on things that we share affinity for.
Well, and that's how we connect with people forever, right? When you connect with someone on a level that's deeper than work, you're going to stay connected to that person a lot longer.
Yeah.
And so that's what it has to be about. I was talking to a realtor. They're a team. It's a husband and wife team, and they used to own Sonic drive-ins.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I was telling them on the phone this morning, I was like, guys, y'all should have a recurring video series that you title something like, what Sonic taught me about life, what Sonic taught me about real estate, and tell stories from the days of owning Sonics, and just give nuggets to people that are things that you learned along the way. And in a weird way, I've never owned a Sonic, but dang it, my wife drinks a Diet Dr. Pepper from there every day. And so I frequent them more than most people do. And so that would be fascinating to me, because in a simple way, like we share that connection. It's not rocket science for us to connect with people. I do, if people go watch some of my videos, I do a lot of spiritual videos, because I used to be a pastor.
Right.
And dude, I get more clients that literally say, the reason I worked with you is because I saw your video about the Bible and I thought it was cool, or that's how I believe. And that's not why I do it. But in that authentic moment, people like-minded to me are naturally going to gravitate towards that, It's the power of storytelling. It's why, people sit around campfires and tell stories. Think about if a realtor did a Facebook Live where they interviewed the owners of the home they're about to put on the market. And they asked the couple, tell us what is your most fond memory of this house? Tell us your favorite Christmas that you guys had here. And now you're getting real life stories about this home that's about to hit the market. And you just set it apart from every other house in the MLS that's just a house. It's powerful stuff, bro.
Before and afters. I never thought about that, right? People love flip this house and whatever, renovations, especially if somebody had a picture before of this pink bathroom. Yep. And they, totally modernized it, with the latest trend based upon where you are. That stuff would be cool too.
So can I reveal the secret to why this is a good idea?
Yes.
Are you ready for this?
Share with the tens of millions of people that are watching this right now.
The tens of millions of people. Dude, here's why. If a realtor interviewed the sellers of the home before it hit the market, here's what's cool about this. Is it going to help the house sell? Probably not. Let's just be honest. Probably not. It's going to make the sellers feel good, right? They're going to find value in it. Dude, the secret sauce to this is you've now given them ammunition, them as the sellers. You've put a video in their hands that they're going to want to share to their entire database. And so guess what's going to happen? It may not help you sell the house, but I bet it's going to get you 3 or 4 referrals.
Right. Yeah, lead generation, right?
Mr. and Mrs. Johnson's friends saw them on camera with you, and they trust Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Therefore, by default, they trust you. And so this is the strategy that realtors suck at, is the long-term play. Most realtors want to wake up today and they ask themselves, how do I use social media to get a buyer or seller right now?
Right now, right.
Instead of, how do I create an ecosystem so that 6 months from now, this thing's generating me 2 to 3 opportunities a month that are directly sphere related, which means you're not interviewing for that. You've already won it.
Right.
Because trust is already there.
Yep.
And this is the mindset that I can't get realtors to understand because they've been so well trained in sales. And hardcore salespeople are not about the long-term gain. Most of them are about how many numbers do I need to dial to get to what I want.
Yep.
And we've got to realize there's a better way when it comes to social media. And this is it.
Perfect segue into now I've created.
Okay.
How do I distribute? And where do I distribute?
I love it. So
I love what you said there, because you're looking for these, everyone wants the deal today or tomorrow.
Yep.
And what people need to understand is the vast majority of your competition is fishing in one pond. They have their hook and their bait in one pond.
Right.
What this allows you to do is have lines in multiple ponds. And all you're waiting for is the bell to go off. So think about your likelihood of fishing in one pond versus having 10 poles in 10 ponds. You created that one piece of video. So if you're using, let's just say you have a database, right? You could use video email, right? That's something that we do at LionDesk, video email and texting. Text it out to your people. You could use them, those videos on landing pages. Right. That's another thing that we're actually launching here, hopefully very, very soon, is landing pages. So you can send somebody a text message with something short, check out this video, drive them to watch your landing page.
I love it. Yep.
Social media, all the different platforms there, YouTube, these are all ponds filled with fish. So is there some type of method to the madness of where you should post what? Or where, where are some other places that you can use it?
So I think the first question everyone should be asking themselves is, who do I want to serve? And what do they look like? How old are they? Right? What do they do for fun? What part of the city are they in? And as you get those answers, you're going to be able to go, okay, right out of the gate, am I looking for more of a Facebook audience or an Instagram audience? Because if you, the realtor, if you look at your last 15 transactions and the average age of those people is 45, and you're like, I'm cool with that, dude. You give me 2 more, you 3X 45-year-olds, I'm in. Well, by the numbers, that's more of a Facebook crowd. You say that, man, my average client right now is like 33 years old, 29 years old. That's going to be a heavy Instagram crowd. And so I think for the people that are struggling with video, they need to start in one place and they need to go where they think their people are. And age is the easiest way to do it, in my opinion. Then as you grow, anything that you want to put on Facebook, you could also duplicate it and put it on Instagram, right? You can pick certain videos, like what I like to do for like clients that are working inside of our company is, let's put the long form on YouTube, but then let's use the micro content to post on social media, to send in text messages to our clients, using the short content to get people to go watch the full version on YouTube. And that's because if we're not careful, Randy, if all we do is vomit all of our content everywhere, there's no reason for you to follow me everywhere.
Right.
If you know that I'm going to put that on YouTube, but tomorrow I'm going to put it on Facebook, then you're just going to stay on Facebook.
Yes.
But if I can convince you through action and you go, dude, I missed that video last week. Well, yeah, bro, I only put that on LinkedIn. So if we're not connected over there, you're going to miss some of that stuff. Oh, well, dang. Okay, cool. Well, then I'll go send you an invite.
Totally. Like, that's what I was going to say, right? Like, have a reason, like, I believe that you should always have a call to action, and your call to action doesn't necessarily mean, are you ready to buy today or tomorrow?
Right.
Like, your call to action could be a simple bit, like we're talking about renters, right? Like turning renters into buyers. If you look at Instagram, you look at the demographic, and you're doing some short form stuff as an example to entice renters to become homeowners, tax advantages, cheaper than renting, doing all this, and you're doing Instagram stories, or you're doing, just regular 1-minute posts, you could say, and if you want to see all the different things, all the different advantages, click the link in the bio. And then you could take them to a landing page where you have a longer video, and they could actually download all the steps and all the advantages that, and look at a side-by-side, or go watch YouTube and go watch this longer video where I detail everything out. And then in your YouTube description, that's where you have the link for them to download the guide. Like, get people to follow you in all of these different platforms, because the more times that they see you, the more comfortable, the more brand you've built with them, right?
Yeah, and then you can link in, you can link other videos in show notes. You can, what I personally like to do is I'll take a blog that's on my website, and then if I mention something from a video I did, then I'm going to link the video right there in the blog. Right. And so if I get you to my blog, you're probably going to end up on my YouTube channel at some point.
Yeah.
And so everything feeds one another. And hopefully if we do it authentically, is going to drive them to ultimately believe I'm a moron if I don't reach out to that person to help me. Right. Like that should be our goal. Yeah. That as a realtor, you should do such a great job on camera that people are like, why on earth would I pick anyone else? You check all the boxes.
Yeah. And you don't have to, and you don't have to rely on that newsletter, we're a CRM, and we make it really easy to collect information, but if somebody's following you on Instagram, like, you can take note of that inside of your CRM as an example, and you know what to send them, how to communicate with them.
Right.
and having call to actions. And at the end of the day, guys, like what this does is this is just driving traffic, right? It's driving traffic in your direction. So if you're driving from YouTube and LinkedIn and all these different places, like that's what you want. Real estate is still a contact sport. It's still belly to belly. And if COVID's proven us anything, we can operate somewhat decently in a fully digital world. Positives and
100%.
negatives for that. But for those of you out there like who used to go to BNI groups, like that's not happening right now, you know?
Well,
So use these things, these tools that have been given to us.
And man, there are very real disruptors that are in the space. And there's people like Amazon that are being rumored to come into this space at some point. And what a lot of those companies will always struggle with is the relationship piece.
Yeah.
They will do the transaction better than anyone. And so if that's what you currently hang your hat on, you are a dying breed in this industry.
Yeah.
Because whoever has the most money will always do that better than you.
Right.
But they cannot love people authentically.
Yeah.
They can't show up and talk about baseball, talk about the deer they shot last weekend, right? Like there's no sticking points to those tech companies. And so, gosh, man, I hope this is the video that gets people to go, I got to quit dragging my feet.
Yeah.
I got to overcome the anxiety and the hesitation that I have, because this is what's going to save the relational real estate agent, in my opinion, is doing video.
It's the largest financial decision for most people that they ever make, right?
Right.
And people, are either analytical buyers or they're emotional buyers, right? They're one of those two. And people tend to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. The convenience factor is there for some things, right?
Sure.
Buying a pair of headphones from Amazon, this is like a convenience thing. I don't need to know, Amazon in order to do something like that. But a real estate transaction, like, that's what it's all about. And this is that way to make the largest impact in your sphere or in your community is with video.
100%. And can I give one more tip before I'm assuming we're wrapping this thing up?
We are wrapping up.
So I learned when I was a young pastor, I was scared to death, right? Thinking I'm about to get on stage and speak to people. It's the exact same thing as video now. And I had someone tell me one day, whatever you're most afraid of, say it out loud. And the moment you do, you take the power away and you'll feel more comfortable. And so I was preaching at a church a couple years ago, and I was sitting on the front row. The music was starting to end, and in my mind, I'm like, holy crap, I have to go up there. like this is it. Like I can't quit at this point. And so I'm walking on stage, and I am so nervous. Like, I'm way more nervous than I ever have been in years. And so instead of starting to preach, I literally was like, have you guys ever been to SeaWorld? And like at Shamu's show, there's like that splash zone. Like, I just want y'all to know, like, I'm so nervous right now. Like, I feel like I could throw up. And so for those of you on the first couple rows, like, I apologize. You may be sitting in the splash zone today. Hopefully it doesn't get to that. And Randy, the room erupted in laughter. And as they laughed, it allowed me to settle in to my comfort and then preach a great message. And if I wouldn't have said it out loud, the whole time I would have been thinking, can they tell that I'm nervous? Is it obvious that I'm nervous? And that's over because I already told them I was. So when you're doing videos, realtors, if you're worried about messing up, tell people at the beginning of the video, if it's a live video, guys, I just got to tell you, I'm so nervous because what if I say the wrong thing? And you know what's going to happen is a lot of your friends are going to show up onto that video and go, what are you talking about, dude? You're awesome. You're the best. You're great. Right? I have developed this. I got to get in close. I have developed a red dot on my nose that my dermatologist was like, we could burn that off, but it's going to hurt like a mother. So So I just live with it. And randomly, when I'm doing videos, I'll notice it and I'll just go, holy cow, can y'all see that? Like, do I look like Rudolph to you guys? Do I look like my nose is directing traffic? And because I said it out loud, I'm no longer insecure about it.
Yeah. But
and I just keep going. And people love it because it's humanizing.
It's humanizing, right? Like saying saying right, not having the perfect dialogue. Like, I think that that's kind of what makes it great.
Yeah.
Is it you know, authenticity is a little bit overused these days, but you know, it creates vulnerability and authenticity, and like, you're real, you know, like you're just Jim, the real estate agent, you know,
Right.
trying to make an impact on people's life, trying to help people. You're not somebody who's a trained, skilled, you know, actor or anything like that. And I think that people respect that and they're cool with that. And, you know, like, don't be one of those people that goes in and does all the negative comments, you know, like, don't worry about that. You know, like, people are just real, you know, they're just like everybody.
100%.
So respect that and understand that. So, hey man, we've covered a lot of ground. Before we go, why don't you tell everybody how to connect with you? Like,
Sure.
I have a website, so maybe your Instagram, or how do you want, if people want more information on video, Kyle is very skilled in this area. He puts out a lot of information on it. So
some of it's good and some of it sucks. So just, you know, go in with your own thoughts. You can find me on Instagram at Coach Kyle Draper. That's where I am everywhere. You can go to kyledraper.com if you want to go to a website, and that's it, man. I live, breathe, sleep, crave, like you do, just the desire to serve people. And man, video happens to be the one that a lot of people suck at the most. So if I can bring any value to you, come look me up.
And what about if somebody doesn't have the gram?
The gram? Well, I'm Coach Kyle Draper on Facebook.
Okay. All right.
And so you can follow me over there. I'm Coach KD on TikTok. I don't do a ton there, but I am there. And I got a few videos up. They're not Jeff worthy. Like, they're pretty terrible. But you know, we got to suck before we can be good.
To a song with hand movement.
I will say I do have one video that I twerk in. I'm just throwing it out there.
I swear TikTok's funny to me because I see these kids like at Target and they're doing all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't remember doing that stuff, you know, like. So
we did it. We just did it in the privacy of our rooms,
right?
Where we didn't have technology to record any of it,
or the 2 dances a year that we were lucky enough to go to, right?
No doubt.
Cool. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you so much for
thank you
for joining me today. I've learned a lot. There's actually some things that I want to implement that I think that we could do better. So thank you for all your wisdom and knowledge. And thanks for anybody that watches this video. Hopefully you got something out of it. And that's it. End live stream.
Bye, guys.